What's up everybody, Mark with Coffee&Toys here, bringing you another action figure unboxing and review. Today we are going back to the Star Wars Vintage Collection for a wave of figures that is just now hitting stores, and pre-orders are probably heading out to your mailbox right now like they are for me. But I was super excited to see this one in the wild, so I had to pick it up even though I already had it on pre-order. Of course, I am talking about the 40th anniversary Star Wars Return of the Jedi Darth Vader Death Star 2. Let's talk about it. So yeah, I am a Darth Vader-aholic, whatever you want to call it. I can't get enough of Darth Vader. He's top 5 villains. He's probably number 1 or number 2, depending on what day of the week you ask me. But when I saw that this figure was coming out, I got the nostalgia vibes from back when, for you folks that collected Power of the Force 2, like I did in the mid-90s, I remember during that time when they released the first reveal Darth Vader, unmasked Darth Vader, showing Anakin Skywalker. I remember that figure just being like, oh man, that figure is so cool. So when I found out this one with the Vintage Collection was coming out, it struck that chord, and I was like, yes, I have to have this. And not only that, I'm hoping when we go and look at it that this finally, maybe Mark of Coffee&Toys has finally found his definitive 4-inch Darth Vader action figure. So let's go check it out and let's see if that is indeed the case. Okay, here we go. I have Darth Vader Death Star 2 from Return of the Jedi, the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi logo. Of course, this is the Vintage Collection, and there is a lot packed into this bubble, I tell you, right off the bat, and I was shocked how much stuff was actually fit into that bubble. And I apologize if you're getting any sort of glare. It's late at night, so I'm shooting this with my additional light turned on as well as my room light, so I apologize in advance if there's some bad shadows. But I really want to get this review out, and I really want to see this toy. So let's start talking about it. I think it's really cool that we have the reveal face of Darth Vader right here. Sebastian Shaw, I believe, is the actor's name that portrayed Darth Vader for the unmasked portion of Return of the Jedi. Of course, we got the Kenner logo down here, and inside you can kind of quickly see what this is going to come with. Of course, again, 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. On the back, we do have our cross sell, which has Hunter Clone Trooper Phase 2 armor, Cassian Andor, Tusken Raider, Weequay Han Solo, and Clone Captain Hauser. So this is the newest wave. It is VC280 and Star Wars The Vintage Collection and all your legalese. Now, that being said, while the artwork, or the presentation rather, is very nice, I want to jump into this figure and really see what he's all about and see how he stacks up against some of the other 4-inch figures. So, see you soon. Okay, here he is, Darth Vader out of his package, and first thing I'm kind of noticing looking at the figure, this is not so much a, I don't know who they're trying to give us, to be honest. I look at this face, and this is a separate piece that is not connected in any sort of way. You could actually pop this head off completely, it looks like. But I don't feel like this is Sebastian Shaw, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's Hayden Christensen. It's actually like they kind of went a face that is neither, but somehow at the same time, both the actors. So I'm really digging it because I really didn't want it to be Hayden Christensen, and I would have rather, honestly, have been Sebastian Shaw underneath the mask. And maybe it is. It's kind of hard to tell. It's a small head, right? But it has some great detail work right here with the scarring on the top of the head, underneath the eyes, the dark shadows of the eyes. Of course, you can see down in here. Let's see if I can zoom in for you. You can see his whole face in there, looking very good. And of course, if we spin it around, you know, we get all that cool scarring going on. And of course, we even get some details on the back of the helmet. So very cool. The cape was folded over like this, so let me go ahead and let's just keep moving through the body here because we do have his cut off arm. Now it's all just painted in silver. There's no additional detail like in the movie. Of course, this is a 4-inch figure. How much detail can you squeeze into some little spot that small? Of course, we've got his chest piece. I was kind of curious if it popped out. It does not, to my knowledge. But yeah, he's a vintage collection figure, so he's got all the typical, joints. They bend as we would expect them. He does have the shoulder pauldron that is, it does have some flex to it. I thought it would keep the arm from moving, but it actually does. So you can actually make him do some good moves, full articulation essentially, maybe not all the way up, of course, but that's kind of how Vader was, and that's how he changed his lightsaber fighting style, if you're as geeky as I am and you know that sort of thing. Now, of course, he does have, articulation at the ankles, roller ankles, knees. Nothing we haven't seen before, but this is a beautiful figure so far. Absolutely beautiful. No bad feelings yet. Now, let's get into the accessories, because, of course, Darth Vader comes with accessories. First is he does come with a disengaged lightsaber. And it does have, I'll zoom in, it does have a peg on it, so you can actually peg it to his waist belt, I believe. You can put it in right over here on the side. Yes. So if you want, you can just peg it right in. And there you go. You do have it just, doesn't kind of want to go in very far, but, yeah, it doesn't want to go in too far. It might be just pressing against the cloth underneath, but that is where it goes, I promise. Just kind of sticks out a bit. So, pops out very easily. So, we have that accessory. Of course, we also have the ignited lightsaber. So, of course, it doesn't have a peg in it. So, nothing we haven't seen before. We have the alternate hand, pre-cut Vader hand. And the cool thing is it does have an articulation to it, because this is just a sleeve and then it pegs right in. So, but it comes in the package like that, so you can see the peg, and we'll put it on here in a moment. So I'm going to set it right there. And then of course you get both pieces of Vader's helmet. You get the top portion of the helmet. It does come mine came a little malformed, so you can see it's kind of, zoom in a little bit, it is kind of smooshed together closer than it should be, or at least it seems that way. And then of course you also have his face mask, his respirator, whatever you want to call it, and that is definitely pushed too close together. No design on the inside. It's flexible plastic. It does have designs on the top though. And of course in this case it does have try to get the focus a little better, it does have the red tint over the eyes. Now someone correct me in the comments, but I didn't believe that in Return of the Jedi he had the red tint on the lenses. I thought that was a Star Wars Episode 4, and then the newer movies had that. So drop me a comment below and let me know if I'm correct in that thinking, if this is maybe a what do I want to call it, just kind of inaccurate for screen, for what the figure's supposed to be. But that being said, let me go ahead and get him all Darth Vadered up, and then I'll bring in a comparison, and we'll kind of do some final thoughts. Okay, I'm back. I've got him accessorized, and I will pull him close, but man, this figure's awesome. Oh, so great looking. I mean, I'm sorry, I really am geeking out over here, because this figure is wonderful. Seriously, though, it is fantastic. Fun fact, so when I did go to put the non-battle damaged hand back on, this is a sleeve that goes over the forearm, and then this just pegs in through it. And this is just the piece that was on there is actually just a cupped piece that you just poke on over it, and it just popped right off. So I thought that was kind of a nice little ingenious way of design there. It was very nice. But of course, here he is fully geared out and just looking fantastic. Of course, I was worried about the helmet being warped, and as soon as I put it on the head, it realigned itself perfectly to fit the head, and it just looks great. There's a little tiny bit of separation, but it's not even noticeable. It's probably more because I have it off center myself. There, let me see if I can just get that fitted down a little better so you guys can see it. Man, it looks great though. This, I mean, I don't know, you guys tell me. Is that a definitive Darth Vader? Because I feel like it is. But let's do a comparison just to make sure, because I do have over here on my desk, and I will go. I should have got it before I started doing this part of the video, but I will bring it over because I do have the Kenobi series Darth Vader, which we will compare against. So here we go. We have both Darth Vaders. What do we think, folks? Kenobi series Vader, I mean, I guess the real thing to check is how much is reuse and how much is new. And really, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of the same. They both have the same plug for the same part of their lightsaber to go into. Same upper body. The only thing different is the arms, because we know that this Vader is supposed to be earlier in the timeline, so he has the ribbed gauntlets versus the gauntlets that match more with the rest of his body suit for the Jedi, Return of the Jedi, of course. And then as far as feet go, they look pretty much the same to me. I'm not seeing a huge difference. So, looks like beside the arms, that's the big difference. I'm sure the helmets are a little bit different. Let me pull them both towards you. See if I can get my camera to focus better. There we go. I don't know. And of course they kind of did the paint scheme a little brighter on this one for the silver versus a little more darker gray on this guy. Actually, the camera picks it up pretty well, so you probably can tell the difference just by looking at them. And of course the eyes. The funny thing is these lenses on the Return of the Jedi are more red than the actual Kenobi series one. But yeah, so there's the quick comparison. Let me get the Kenobi Vader out of the way for now, and we'll kind of go into those final thoughts of the review. Can he stand back up? There we go. Perfect. So I'll zoom in so you guys can check him out a little bit more while I talk about it. This is a fantastic figure. I do believe this will be my definitive Vader. As much as I do like the Kenobi Vader, the Return of the Jedi Vader, I love being able to have the options of displaying him with his helmet on, which I guess I didn't show you, so I should just take it apart real quick so you can see what it looks like. So, of course, there he is with the half mask. And, of course, if you want to recreate the Empire scene, you can have this. And then, of course, if you want, you can take this mask off again and see that Anakin Skywalker's lovely mug is underneath there. And, of course, like I said, it just slips right back on, fits great in place. There's the top of the helmet. You can see how they've made it to match the top or fit the top perfectly. And it just kind of gives you a nice, satisfying click into place. So, yeah, this is, I'm going to say it again. This is going to be my definitive 4-inch Vader. I don't really know how much more you could improve on a 4-inch figure at this point. I guess maybe you could go, instead of a cloth goods cape, you could go with a hard plastic cape, but I kind of like the cloth goods cape myself. So, what do you guys think? Are you guys picking this up? Are you good with the other Vaders, or you got to be like me and you have to get every Vader that comes out until you find that perfect one? And who knows? Maybe this is it for all of us. We got this Vader and we don't need any other ones. I can't think of any real improvements I would have made to this figure. It's pretty solid on its own. So, with that being said, if you liked what I've done with this video, give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Make sure you subscribe because we're going to be doing a live stream very soon. I'm going to be giving away a lot of prizes, including Star Wars figures. Who doesn't like Star Wars and who doesn't like free stuff? So make sure you're subscribed, like the video, leave a comment down below letting me know if you're going to get this and what you thought of this review. Otherwise, I'm Mark, this is Coffee with Toys, and I'll see you later.